Yo guys, this is Crescent here. Today I'll be bringing you my Magicka Nightblade build for patch Homestead. The old build, NECROPOTTY, is still really good. I would say that build is even better in a small scale environment when you have a few friends with you. But this new build is focusing on solo, or you could play with friends of course, but up to 2 or 3 players, that's all. If you're in a group of 4, I suggest you run my old build. I'll link the build video in the description below. Basically speaking, this new build is just really single target intense, I would say, compared to the other build that focus a little bit more on AoE. Alright, so we are done with the intro. I'm just gonna go straight into the sets because nothing much have changed. Okay, so what we'll be using is 5 Necropotents. That's why I'll be calling this build NECROPOTTY 2, because this is just an update for the old build. 5 Necropotents, you want all impenetrable. And instead of Grofta, because my old build was using Grofta, and my old build is kind of relying on melee combat more than range combat, and this old new build is relying on Scoria instead of Grota, so you can fight at a range. That is how you play this build. So if possible, 2 impenetrable. You usually want like all Magicka glyphs, but I got this from my Magicka Templar, so I have a tri-stat glyph here. Doesn't really matter. If possible, all impen. If you don't have impen, divines would be alright as well on the small pieces. Okay, and 3 willpower. I put 2 Magicka recovery, 1 spell damage. You could put 2 spell damage and 1 Magicka recovery. It's really dependent on you. And yeah, you just have to test it out, see how good are you with sustaining. And I'll be using Maelstrom Inferno Staff. You could use Master Inferno Staff as well, doesn't really matter, or Lightning Staff would do, but I'm a Dark Elf, so I prefer Inferno Staff, so that I get more single target damage. My Storm is not that strong, but single target damage wise, Inferno Staff is the best. And just a random Restoration Staff, Maelstrom will do. The best I would say is Master Resto Staff, so you get that extra Magicka for larger shields. Alright, we are done with the set. I'll just go through the potions, poisons, mundus and food buff really quickly, because they are more or less the same. The potions, we're using tri-stat pot. There are a few pots you can use. Tri-stat pot is the must-have. You can use a detection pot as well. This one gives you spell damage, major sorcery, so you don't need to reply it again. This is decent. You could use immovable pots before you pop your Eye of the Storm. It's really good as well. Health and Magicka. You could use a major expedition pot as well. Oh no, this is stamina one. I forgot to put it back inside my bag, so just leave that. Yeah, this is the one you want to go for. This is the aggressive pot, so you use this, you get immune to knockback. You get major prophecy. You for crit, and you get Magicka. So like you want to go aggressive, you use this pot. When you're playing defensive, you use either tri-stat or health and Magicka recovery immovable pot. Yeah, and poisons, I'll be using these 2 poisons. I got a poison guide in the other video, you can check it out, but basically I love to use these 2 poisons. I'm using poison damage poisons and increased cost poisons too. This poison is one of top tier poison. You have to run the dot poison because it applies to Scoria as well, so you have a higher chance to proc Scoria. And for this Magicka poison is just to amp up your damage, because you get you don't have minor breach on Magicka Nightblade. That's why this poison is really good. Okay, yeah, we are done with the mundus. I'm running I'm a vampire, and I'm running Atronach Mundus. You could use Thief Mundus as well if you feel like your recovery is good enough. I might switch it around though. I feel like I kinda need that crit, because this is the stat sheet, unbuff. With Necropotents you could go up close to 49k, I think, 49k max Magicka. Our crit is a little bit low, but I might switch it around. I feel like Thief Mundustone would be the way to go, but if you're having sustained issue, Atronach is the best. And our food buff is tri-stat food buff, so we get really nice stamina, really nice health, and really nice Magicka. I am a Dark Elf, so I get extra stamina if you're not a Dark Elf, you should have like 15k or so max stamina. Recovery is really decent, 18k. Stamina recovery is okay, I guess. Yep, so that's about it for the stat sheet, and I'll go straight into the skills then. I want to keep this video short, so that's why I make it really fast. Okay, so on the front bar, your offensive bar, this is your Merciless Resolve. Yeah, really hard hitting skill, unbuff, without necropotence, without anything, it's almost 17.4k, really strong. Bread and butter DPS, your Swallow Soul. You could use another morph if you're playing with a teammate, so you can heal your teammate. The other morph is Funnel Health, which is really nice as well. Elemental Drain, this is optional, I'll go into this skill later. This skill is really good because it gives you minor lives, Magicka lifesteal, which gives you like really crazy Magicka recovery regeneration when you apply damage to your opponent. Fear, your best CC in the game. Crippling Thrust, one of the best thought in the game, and your immobilizing as well. Your highest damage ulti, Eye of the Storm, and this is Degeneration. I feel like Degeneration is the better morph because it gives you recovery when you do light and heavy attacks, 15% chance, and gives you major sorcery. So yeah, this is your buff, major sorcery buff. Shadow Image, you must have this skill on 100% of the time because this allows necropotence to be useful. Your shield, Dampen Magic, Healing Ward, and Cloak. Alright, and this back bar you could use different ultis. You could use something like Restore ulti would be nice. Soul Tether is decent. What I'm using Soul Tether, you could use something like, some people like Shooting Star, it's really strong as well. You could even run Dawnbreaker for that AoE stun. It's really cheap ulti to use, so it's really up to you though. I feel like Soul Tether is really nice, or sometimes I would use Shooting Star as well. It's really up to you, the back bar. Alright, I'm a vampire, and yeah, you could even use what you call that, vampire ulti, Bat Swamp, because that skill is really awesome as well. Bat Swamp, I almost got it level up, so I might give it a try as well. Bat Swamp is pretty good. Okay, so we are done with this. No, we are not done with the skills. I need to explain a few things with the skills. Alright, so the skills are really fixed, but there's a few things you could switch around. It's all about how you manage your Magicka and your Magicka basically. If you're good with your Magicka sustain, you could use something like Mark Target instead of Elemental Drain, would be really awesome. You could put it on back bar, and then you could use Degeneration on front bar to give you a little bit of lesser, because from the passive of what do you call that? From passive of major skill you get max Magicka and max recovery, and you get, yeah, grants you empower as well. So you could put something like Degeneration on the front bar instead of Elemental Drain, and you use something like Mark on the back bar if you don't have any sustain issue. If you have sustain issue, you could use Siphoning Attacks. It's really good as well. These three skills are really interchangeable, and yeah, that's about it for the back bar. I would say these are the three skills that I would change. Of course, if you want full damage, you could definitely go for something like Inner Light on the front bar. You just totally drop Elemental Drain, you put Inner Light for just max damage, max crit, everything. That would be a bit more bursty, and you can empower as well. So it's really up to you. If you have no sustain issue, just drop Elemental Drain or Siphoning Attacks, because that is just an extra. Alright, but besides that, others are just fixed. Some people might argue that Cloak is not good, it's not reliable. I tried it out last patch. Yes, last patch it's terrible. That's why I didn't use Cloak on my last patch video. But now I tested it. A lot of the things like something like the skills from Templar don't break Cloak anymore. A few skills from Templar that fixed it, and weapon enchantment can't break your Cloak anymore. So I feel like Cloak is pretty reliable, maybe like 70% of the time, unless a lot of people is gap closing you. Then yeah, it doesn't matter, man. You're gonna die because cloak can't save you from like 3 people pounding you with gap close. That is where you need to use shadow image to get out from that sticky situation. Alright, so yeah, that's about it for the skill. And yeah, I'll go through the CP really quickly. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. It's almost same as the last patch. I'll just go through it super quickly. 69 Magician, increase cost, decrease cost, Magicka recover 100% because you're using light armor. Mooncalf 1, tenacity 1, this is just optional, just a bit of boost here and there. Tumbling a bit more because we got a lot of stamina. We will dodge roll once in a while when we are snared or immobilized. 1 into Shadow Ward, 100 into Elemental Experts, 33 Spell Erosion. If you are not using Elemental Drain, you could increase this by a little bit more. If you're using Inner Light and you have a high crit, you could increase Elf Wand, but this is why I like to put it 32, 33. Just balance. 10 into Blast, increase healing. 10 into Shattering Blows, just to increase that damage against you. This is a must have, 10 points minimum. 14 to Thermal Church. If you are mainly focusing on bombing, I would say put 30 points of, even 40 points into Thermal Church, because this will increase your Destro ulti by a lot, so just bear in mind. But I'm running always in a small group and not bombing a lot, so I just put 14 points into it. Okay, 15 into Resistance, just a little bit to amp out your crit resistance. 35 Elemental Drain, 43 Hardy, 12 Thick Skin. You want 12 or more because now there's a lot of Magicka decays around, so yeah, Thick Skin is pretty good now. 85 into Bastion, you could put 100 into it, but I feel like 85 is just nice. It's more than enough for me. And yeah, that's about it for the CP. And basically, yeah, I'm done with the build, but I just want to say that how you play this build is really troublesome. As you can see on my screen now, I have a lot of things that I need to keep on. I need to keep on my Merciless Resolve, I need to keep on my Major Sorcery, my Shade, Shadow Image I mean, and it's optional, like the next one is Siphoning Attacks or something like Elemental Drain. So this build is usually what you do, you apply Crippling Grasp, so, and then you apply Elemental Drain, so you get that 400 Magicka every second, so you don't have any troubles with Magicka. These two you apply first, and then after that you switch to a back bar, you put on Degeneration, you apply that Major Sorcery, you put down your Shadow Image, you go back to your front, you apply Shields, of course, that's obvious, you go back to your front bar, make sure Merciless Resolve is on, you do like light attack into Swallow Soul, or you can just light attack from your Resto bar, which is really easy. Just make sure you have 4 light attacks up, so you get your Merciless Resolve, and then you play around with Merciless Resolve, like you just keep immobilizing your enemy with Crippling Grasp, keep up the pressure with Swallow Soul, and then you go near your opponent. When you feel like you are ready, you just you could empower your Merciless Resolve if you got the time, or you could just cloak it so you get the crit, use Merciless Resolve into them, give them a fear, and then just full damage, or you can fear into Merciless Resolve, really up to you. And then if you feel like your enemy is too tanky, just go into cloak, pop Eye of the Flame, go back to your front bar, fear them, shoot your Merciless Resolve, and then just keep following them near them, and then keep spamming this Crippling Grasp with the Swallow Soul damage. And usually if your target is not alert, they will die to this combo. That is the basic combo you could use against like a really smart, a really elusive target, like a Stamplar or something like Stamina Nightblade. You want to spam Crippling Grasp as often as possible. You force them to dodge roll a lot to burn their stamina. That is what I do before I go for the Merciless combo. Yeah, this build is really hard to play because you need to, like what I said just now, you need to apply a lot of things to be really successful. That's why I kind of drop Soul Tether as my main damage ulti, because I feel like Destro ulti is just way too good. That's why I use it. And I'm a Dark Elf, so Eye of the Flame hits even harder. Okay, that's about it for the build. I hope you like it, and I guess I'll see you guys in Cyrodiil. Okay, bye bye.